Hello and welcome to Gothmother's Closet. It has been forever since I've been on here. I know. I start a channel and then I don't do anything. But it wasn't really my fault. Well, it was because it's my channel, but it's just life gets in the way and you know how it is because we all have life and then we also have to face death. In the last couple of years, my father died and I had a lot of things to get through because um, just family stuff, plus I'm the executor, and so I have to deal with all the things that that role brings. However, I seem to be nearing the end of this particular round of executorship and guardianship and everything, and things are starting to smooth out to a point where I can actually have my life back and get back to things I like to do, like making videos and stuff like that. So I have continued to sell on Poshmark. I've now sold over 200 items and I'm still navigating things, still trying to figure out how to price things. Um, I'll give you an example. I had a jacket, I should say, a denier leather jacket. And that's one of most of the stuff in my closet was my stuff or my family's stuff, right? I'm just like trying to clear the clutter, clear the estate, clear the, all that stuff, right? But this particular jacket, I actually bought to sell. I bought at a Value Village. I think I paid $10 or something for it. And but I thought, you know what? Times are tough. I'm gonna sell this jacket real cheap. So I originally put it up for like 25 bucks, and then so many people were interested in it, but nobody nibbled. And then I'd offer it for like 20 bucks, 15 bucks. No buyers, no takers. And then I thought, well, and I even like did the relisting thing at 25 bucks. And this goes to show the whole idea of sometimes when you price valuable things low, people think that there's something wrong with it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this beautiful leather jacket. Well, suede, right? The little gold bits on it. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to relist it again. And this time I'll crank the price up to 40 bucks, even though, it's probably worth about 300. And yeah, within a day, someone bought it. They offered me less. I think it was 30. I can't remember now because it was a couple months ago at this point. But it just is kind of reinforces that idea that you probably hear on other platforms or channels or when you're watching YouTube things, that sometimes, yeah, you got to price a little high even though you're trying to just clear things out or you want to give people a good deal or whatever. I have many things in my closet where I I just want to give people a good deal. I just want to move it along and, but not to the point where I want to give it away at Goodwill because I need to pay my rent too. And if I have some stock I can use to do that, that takes the stress off other areas in life. But then other things, I've priced really high because uh, they're one of a kind vintage items, or they might be custom made, or they're from the 50s or 60s, or I ran across a bunch of my clothes from the 70s, which are vintage in excellent shape, and I put those up for very high prices. But then I'm just waiting for those $10 offers, because you know how it is. And then sometimes, I fall into that thing. I think a lot of us fall into that. We price something high because we're not too sure if we actually want to sell it. Maybe we want to sell it. If the price is right, we'll sell it. So I have a few items like that in my closet. But at any rate, if any of you are ever, checking me out on Poshmark Canada, and you see something you like, make me an offer. Like, I seriously entertain all offers, and I actually take most offers. Very rarely do I not take an offer. I think there's like 3 times where I actually had really good offers, but then but they weren't good enough for me. But maybe I'm just too new and I'm hoping I'll get more. Um, because these are one of a kind items I'll never have again and are rare. So even though part of me is like, yeah, I'll take that for 50 bucks, um, then I'm like, but I know it's worth hundreds. And yeah, and once I sell it, yeah, I'm not a reseller, so I'm not going to go out and buy another one because, like I said, I'm just working on my life here. I've got thousands of things to put up, and yeah, friends giving me stuff and all that. Because I think with all of you, you'll find once people find out you're selling on Poshmark or eBay or wherever you are, Etsy. I'm on all three, but I work the Poshmark the most. I kind of neglect eBay and Etsy a little bit, but that's because I haven't had time. I set up the stores and then I've been on this hamster wheel for 2 years. But yeah, I'll be giving those stores more love too. But on my Etsy store, I have original like I created my own pictures, graphics, little witches and cats and stuff like that, little black cats. All those designs I created, I manipulated my own photographs to make, and I'm having zero luck over there. And I put these things on t-shirts and mugs and blankets and all that stuff, and all I do is just keep paying to list them. So I need to really start working that because um, I understand how things are. And I will say on Etsy too, because of I'm in Canada and the US dollar fluctuates a lot. So when it's hard on Etsy if you're using, like I was using Printify. I am using Printify for my products, but it's all in US dollars. Then you got to try and calculate and, how you can sell it in Canadian dollars but actually make more than $1 because then the shipping is always a wild card with that because Printify is in charge of the shipping, but I think I put down shipping. Yeah, I have to go and revisit Etsy because I've sold two things and I lost money on both because of the shipping. And I don't know what happened. So I'm just like working for Etsy, paying the money. I pay them their fees and they get all my profits. So I'm having an Etsy fail. So my Poshmark wins are going into my Etsy fails. And that's not cool. I don't want to give up on Etsy yet because I know I have not been working it. And that's the thing with any of these platforms. We have to work them. We have to give them love. We have to go in and tinker so the logarithms come up. And yeah, so that's the main thing really with any of the platforms is you got to be consistent, you got to list a lot. And so I'm pretty consistent on Poshmark. I list a couple times a week. I'll get into phases where I try to put something up every day. And so what I'm finding, because it's been months since I've talked to you about anything, I'm finding for me on Poshmark, my best strategy is when the sun is shining nicely onto my patio where I like to take all my pictures and the day it gets dark at 3 o'clock now. It's October, it's November, right? But I find that if I take a whole pile of pictures and then I'll upload them over a few days, right? So then you have your little, because for me, I don't know how people do bulk listings. I still don't understand how you can do that. But maybe that's for people who sell all the same thing, because, I'm selling real stuff from my real life, and so I don't have duplicates of anything, right? So every listing, I have to think of the listing and write it and measure and all that. And so that's what takes time. So often when I'm taking the pictures on for the Poshmark, I'll also at the same time I'll do the Google Lens thing to do my comps, and then I write on a sheet of paper um, comps if I think I'm not going to remember them. I usually do though. And so then when I get to listing, because I find listing on my phone is still faster for me. Um, because the photos are all there, and then now I've been doing Poshmark a while, so a lot of things are kind of like that the sentence completes itself now. So I find that easier for me. And then if I'm making any tweaking or changes, I'll do it on my computer. Like if I want to rearrange the pictures or, put a different major picture up or tinker with the list, like, because I type really fast. So sometimes I'll just put a couple words up and then I'll go on the computer and type it out better. And then sometimes I forget to go back and type it out better, and then I'll see my listing and go, oh, I forgot to finish that one. Or someone will say, what are the measurements? It's like, oh yeah, I never finished that one. And once in a while, I'll see that I have listed the same thing twice and might even have a different price because I don't know, because that's the downfall of when you take a lot of pictures and then you just kind of post when you can. The downfall is you might forget that you already posted that and made that a listing. And yeah, so don't do that. I try to catch them when I can. That's on the same platform. It's not even like one on, that I put something on Poshmark and eBay and sold it on Poshmark and forgot to take it off eBay. I really try to keep everything separate. So, but right now I do have stuff on Etsy and Poshmark. My fancy vintage dresses are on both platforms to see what'll happen. I'm curious. Um, but for the most part, things I have on eBay, I don't have on Poshmark. I did have a couple things, and then, I had the whole, oh my God, I forgot to take it down because I don't look at eBay every day like I should. But like I said, the boat is turning around, and I'll be much more proactive on absolutely everything in my life. And hey, maybe I'll even finish writing a book one day. I even started like how to sell on Poshmark book last year, and yeah, I'm a few chapters in and can't seem to keep going. But now I can. Definitely by January, it's a brand new year and definitely brand new Gothmother closet lady situation happening. So have a fantastic day and we'll talk soon.